what is the organization about, and how does it fit in the United Nations agenda?
Yeah. So UN Habitat was formed 40 years ago. It was formed as a center, and then it formed as a program. UN Habitat is United Nations Human Settlement. It started with the settlement. Settlement, it can be in rural area, it can be intermediaries, cities, it can be in cities, and can be in metropolitan. That was before 2016. Yeah? But after 2016, when there is a Quito and Habitat 3 in Quito, Ecuador, we are talking about the new urban agenda, and it was put up by UN Habitat. And also in 2015, it's talking about the Sustainable Development Goal, moving from the Millennium Development Goal. The role become bigger. When you talk about sustainability, when you talk about urbanization, that is UN Habitat's mandate, especially on the SDG 11 to make cities safe, inclusive, sustainable, and resilient. And now we are the mandate given by the UN General Assembly for us is that when we talk about urbanization, we talk about cities, that is UN Habitat's role. And of course, cities are very complex. And we're also working together with the other UN agencies under the Secretary General reform, want to do one UN. So we collaborate. Because like UNDP, they are doing project on the ground. Before they are doing project, they have to understand the city's behavior, the city's analysis. They come to us. Then UNICEF talking about children. We also relate to the safe city.
So it seems like the SDG 11 that is mandated by the UN Habitat.
Yeah.
It is rather correlated with all the other SDGs.
Yes,
anyway, from the SDG 1
yes.
to 27.
Yeah.
Do you think that there is a greater level of interconnectivity between the UN agencies moving forward? Because the greatest criticism right now is that there's a lot of bureaucracy, there's a lot of red tape. How do you intend to achieve that?
Yeah, I think this is very important. When the new Secretary General took over in 2017, he also was before is an executive director of UNHCR. He understands the bureaucracy. So when he took over, he started the UN reform. They call it Secretary General reform. Reform meaning that is one is to decentralization of the authority to the executive director and under Secretary General like me. Another reform is that you want to be seen as one UN, one entity. It's not that when we, because we UN Habitat and other UN agencies, the funding is from the member state. And we are created by the member state. So we don't want to be seen to go to the member state one by one. So meaning that we are going as one UN. I think now is still going on, the process of reform, but from the 1st January 2019, the decentralization of the authority is already there, delegation of authority. So now is the Secretary General reform is ongoing. I think that is the trying to achieve the objective that what you said, that's not to be seen too many bureaucracy, and we are now looking into the procedures, rules and regulation. And last year, for example, like budget, last time we were doing a biennial budget, but now annual budget. Why annual budget? Because we want to see our impact on the ground annually, not only giving report every 2 years. So things change very fast. These are a few things that is under the Secretary General reform. Yeah.
And then how do you fit in the puzzle? Let's talk a little bit about your appointment, how it came about, and what your role as the executive director is.
Yeah, let me I think share with you my background. Yeah, then lead to the appointment of as a Secretary General, under Secretary General, and also my role in UN Habitat. I'm my profession. I graduated as an urban planner. I started in Penang as a planner, from planner, end up by mayors, president of Municipal Council of Seberang Perai for 7 years, and mayors of Penang Island for 7 months. And my appointment here is, to me, is a pleasant surprise, because I didn't apply for this post. I received a phone call from New York, and they said that, are you interested in this post? At that time, I said that the advertisement for this post was closed on the 25th of October 2017. You know, 25th October 2019, that time was the landslide in Penang, which killed the 11 workers in Tanjung Bunga. I said, no, I don't know anything about this. I said, are you interested? They said, yeah. I mean, what is it, the process? I said, well, just for you to go for an interview. Then at that time, I asked the Chief Minister. I said, oh, I want to go for the interview. At least, I said, I have the experience to be interviewed by the global body. At that time, there is nothing thinking about going there. Then after that, I received an offer. That is where the crossroad I have to make a decision. And I'm very lucky to be given the opportunity by the state government, even though at that time I just 6-7 months as a mayor of Penang Island. I have so many plans I want to do, but the state government released me to join UN. That's where on the 19th of December, I received the approval of my early retirement. You know, I have to do the early retirement, and then 20th I traveled down to Nairobi, and I become the executive director of UN Habitat. It's also a dream for me. Actually, I would like to work in an international body, but I never applied. It's only dream, but my dream came true, you know. And apart from that, I'm quite active, very active in the international arena. I'm the vice president at that time for UCLG aspect, and also chairman of the women wing in United Cities for Local Government Asia Pacific. I'm also the Global Executive Committee for ICLI, International Council for Local Environment Initiative, and also the committee members of CityNet. So I used to travel. I used to go to New York to give an intervention during the United Nations General Assembly, but never thought of getting a post there. So on the 20th, I traveled down to Nairobi. That's the first time that I stepped into the UN complex in Gigiri, Nairobi. So my post is as an Under Secretary General and Executive Director of UN Habitat, and the role is to head these UN agencies, together with other sisters and brothers in the other UN agencies, to fit the mandate that given to us by the General Assembly for human settlement. And of course, after 2016, I said that is to look into the urbanization, because urbanization is a topic. Every cities, every country urbanize very fast, and we are the organization that specifically given SDG 11. And as you pointed it correctly, SDG 11 actually is linked with SDG 1 and linked with SDG 17, the partnership. So in order to do that, we have to work together with other UN agencies, with the government, and also with the other stakeholders and private sector. So I'm leading an organization with dealing with cities, urbanization and sustainable development.
All right, let's talk about the urbanization in the Asia-Pacific region. Over half of the world's urban population, or about 54% or 2.2 billion people, live in Asia, and the rate of progress in this region perhaps is the fastest around the world, if not Africa. The question now is, how do you match the requirements needed by these countries to develop their own nations and balance that with the sustainable goal development that UN is trying to support, particularly SDG 11, which is urbanization?
Yeah, I think not only in Asia, this is the aspect of urbanization. I think every cities in the global increase in terms of the urbanization. It's more people staying in the cities. And how is it related to SDG 11? I think it's, for example, like in Malaysia or in Asia Pacific. In Malaysia, in 2030, 80% of the population will live in the cities, urbanized. I think first thing is that we should understand when we talk about sustainable development, we talk about urbanization, is the status of that country in terms of development. And one thing that is very, very required is about we have to know the information or the data. Data is very important. You talking about, how can I judge or align with the SDG 11 if we don't have a measurement or a data to see where are Malaysia now. To what extent, what you mean by sustainable? What do you mean by resilient? And everybody talking about climate change, resilient. But what are the measurement? That is where UN Habitat can fill in the gap. In the UN language also, that we are doing the normative part, meaning that giving the help to the countries. This is the tools that you need to know your baseline data. Before you talk about sustainability, you have to know. That's why I used to say that in global arena, I used to say that the government or the mayors, they have to think local. People used to say that think global, act local. But I said think local. You must know your challenges, must know your weaknesses, must know your opportunities. Where are you, the baseline? Then, in order to know that, UN Habitat can give you the tools. We have the City Prosperity Index. We have the people's process. We have the tools. And once we know that, then we look forward. How can we move forward? Can we, UN Habitat, help the country or the city to move forward? And first thing is we should look into a very holistic manner, because many countries, many cities, not only in Malaysia, they are very fragmented. This ministry is talking about their ministry. This ministry talking about this. Everybody claim to be sustainable, but sometimes they are not connected. But I always promote to have a holistic, integrated, sustainable development plan.
Let us know what you think of this episode. Just hit us up on Twitter at 5011 or on our Facebook page and discuss a little bit about the ongoings of ASEAN as well as democracy at large in this piece of the world. That's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time.